Hi, my name is Abdullah, and today I'll be covering the technical details of my implementation within the quant trading interview game, as well as some of the challenges I faced during the process. So my primary work was with the practice games within the interview prep platform, and we implemented this using React, JS, and Bootstrap, where Bootstrap contributed to the accessibility and the user interface design, whereas React provided the JavaScript framework for the functionality within the game. As you can see on the screen, it's a really simple user flow. The user clicks on the Explore page and they can select from one of three activities: mental math, probability, or brain teaser. The mental math game was very interesting. It was selecting two random numbers, selecting a random operation, constructing the question, and giving the user time to respond to it. And when they responded to it, their answer would be validated, and then it would move on to the next question. They would continue this for about 10 questions, and at the end, they would receive a final score. This score was then sent back to a PostgreSQL database and then displayed on another part of our platform, which is the dashboard that my partner Matthew worked on. Similarly, we have the probability game, which works very similarly, and you simply answer a question and using a number, and it validates your answer and it gives you the output on your dashboard. Same thing with brain teasers. There were a few challenges that I faced in implementing this from a technical perspective. The first one was that there was a level of complexity involved with randomly generating mental math questions and keeping track of the operation type. There were a lot of moving pieces here because each question where the two numbers are generated has to then be connected to an operator, and then based on that we have to grade the solution appropriately. Once we create the solution, we had to update variables for number of addition correct, number of total addition, number total correct, and number of total questions, because all of this information contributed to the insights the user was getting on their dashboard. There were also bugs regarding recording the final scores where they were off by 1 errors based on mistakes in when we sent the information to the database, or when we validated the question answer if it was done before the last step. So those bugs had to be resolved. Like I said, with sending to the backend, where we were sending them to the backend before grading the last question in the question answer sequence. There was also a logistical challenge of curating accurate interview questions for probability and brain teaser questions. We had to make sure the questions we were asking were actually being asked by these firms. And the way we did this is we reached out to a finance and math club here at Michigan, and we got resources from them about things that they've seen in previous interviews, and we were able to deliver a very accurate representation of what a potential user might face in an interview situation.